Good morning, it's your boy Deric coming to you live from our vehicle for another Mindset Friday. Hey, so today's just talking about people that get under your skin. So everyone has this, whether it's a coworker or a family member or a friend, someone just bugs the shit out of you. And it's about letting that bother you. So for me, sometimes I carry that kind of stuff with me all day, right? So we have to learn to kind of, for the mindset today is talking about is how to get rid of that kind of stuff. And basically it's shifting your perception of what's happening. So how do we shift our perception of what's happening in the moment, right? Because when someone bugs the shit out of you, you're like, dude, get away from me. Like, and then even when you leave, you're like, I can't believe this dude said that, or this chick said this, or whatever. And it just bugs the shit out of you, especially if someone's annoying, right? So it could be anything that just bothers a coworker at work, just keeps blah, 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 thinks they're their manager, or, you know, whatever that is, a spouse, you know, always nagging you. It could be a family member just always hitting you for money, bothering you, calling you an idiot when you're not around. Friends that just do the same thing, you know, talk shit about you, but in front of you they're nice, or even in front of you they always want to argue about like the dumbest shit. So how do we stop that from entering our brain? How do we stop that from bothering us and leaving that at the door and starting our workday off with business? How do we let that out of there? First and foremost, let me say this. It's pretty hard to do that. So I don't care, unless you're trained in yoga lattes and you master with the Dalai Lama, right? How to get rid of stuff. It is difficult for the average person to get rid of it. But if we can switch our perception of what's happening, it's a lot easier. Because if you can understand it, then you can be like, all right, well, that happened because of this. So I used to have this guy I used to talk to. He used to always think he was superior to everybody. He would talk with his hands together, like pointing, like it's just everything he did, he thought he was superior. And it kind of annoyed the shit out of me every time I talked to him. Now, he was a peer, so it wasn't like I was getting business from him or anything like that. It was the same equal level that I was at. So it just was awkward. And it wasn't just me. Everyone said the same thing, like, what does this dude like? And I never knew what he was about until I found out his backstory. And what I realized with his backstory was that this guy got bounced around from foster home to foster home. And he would get told he was an idiot and stupid his whole life growing up. So his ego compensated for that problem, and so it forced him to start telling people about how smart he was, that he reads a lot of books, and that he's so intelligent. And so once I understood that he was doing that because it wasn't really him, it was his ego protecting himself, I understood him better, and I was able to deal with it. I was like, all right, so this, and now our relationship's fine. I'm just like, you know, people like, look, and people meet him still say the same thing to this day, but I'm just like, yeah, that's just how he is. He's a nice guy, you know. But I didn't really get any of that until that happened. So that was a shift in perception for me for that guy. Like, I understood why he was the way he was. And so friends might argue because they've always been argued with. You just don't know what someone's backstory is, what someone's going through. It reminds me of a story of a guy that kind of was having problems with himself. He was getting dizzy all the time. He was seeing white spots. He went to the doctor. They ran test after test. They didn't know what was happening with him, but one doctor came back and finally said after 3 or 4 months of testing, you know, blood tests, CAT scan, like everything you can do, x-rays, you know, biopsies, he said they may have this rare genetic disease that's, you know, going to cause him to die, and he probably has 6 months to live. Hearing this, the guy sort of was like, 6 months to live, holy shit. So basically what he did was he went out and started spending all his savings. So he bought like a Ferrari. He went out and got like tickets to all the baseball games that he wanted to go to. He went out and did like all these vacations that he wanted to go to, and then he finally went to get like he said, I've never had a tailor-made suit, but if I'm gonna die, I want to die in style. I'm gonna get a tailor-made suit. So this guy went out and bought his coffin, and he prepared for his death, but he bought a suit he wanted to be buried in, and he wanted a fine suit. So he went to this tailor, they measured him, and they do all his measurements, and he goes, okay, he goes, you're probably a 32 waist, a 28-inch bust, your arms are probably 12-inch. He's like, you have a nice build, I'm gonna do a nice athletic shoulder build for you. And he goes, you wear about a 16.5-inch collared shirt. And the guy said, no, I wear a 15-inch shirt. He goes, no, sir. And so he measured him again, and he showed him. He goes, you're a 16.5-inch shirt. I'm gonna make you 16.5-inch shirts. And the gentleman said, listen, my whole life I've been a 15-inch shirt. I am not a 16-inch shirt. I want you to make me a 15-inch shirt. The tailor said, okay, I'll do that, but if I do that, you're going to go around all day seeing spots and being dizzy. What's my point? You know what my point is. sometimes we have to change our perception of what's happening with us, right? We have to do things a little bit different to get different results. So the whole time this guy's walking around going to a doctor looking for an answer, they said he might be dying, his fucking shirt was just too tight around his neck. Once he fixed it, his life was better. Of course, now he sent a shitload of his savings, but at the end of the day, how much easier would it be to deal with if you knew you were dying? Like, could you deal with that coworker? Could you deal stuck in traffic? Could you deal with these bills? You'd be happy to, because you knew every day was a gift. So shifting your perception of every day as a gift is critical to making yourself happy. So how does that apply to you? Well, I don't know. Everyone's different, but the reality of this is small shifts can create big changes in your life. So think about a shift that you can make that might make a change. I hope this helps today. Anyways, happy Friday. Any questions, comments, leave them here. And I hope these things are helping you guys, because they help me when I hear them. I want to share them. Talk to you later.